Hello, good day to you all. This is FCN Southwest Zone Nigeria UK branch channel, and it's an August occasion. Yeah, this is the first of its type that we'll be having a family discussion with a family here in the UK, London to be specific. I am Isaiah Adebayo Adurabimi Omo Shati, and this is the family of Ayoades, and the head of the family will introduce himself now. Mr. Shegun.
My name is Ayoades. So I'm a nurse. I work in London and I live in London. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you. To the queen of the home.
Hello everyone, my name is Abosede Ayoades. I'm a nurse, a mom of two, married to this amazing young man, Ayoades, and we live in London, United Kingdom. Thank you.
Wow, that's interesting. I'm also a nurse and I live in Ware, in Hertfordshire. I'm powerfully single. I'm not married. And it's an honor to be with this amazing couple. I've been here since yesterday in the city of London. Being with the family, it's a very, how would I put it, a time to retreat. Yeah, I love it. And yeah, now today we'll be discussing some interesting topics to benefit every nurse, whether you're in the UK or you're in Nigeria or in any part of the world. It is to build up our faith. Okay, and I will start with some questions, which I will first ask the head of the family. You know, I discovered that he loves cycling. About 3 years ago, I've been noticing him in Nigeria, and he has been a motivator to me. When Jesus Christ was teaching his disciples or the multitude, he was using things that they were familiar with. And today, we'll be discussing with things that we can easily familiar with. Is that okay? Mr. Shegun, with your understanding of cycling, could you please explain faith for us?
Okay. Actually, we had a very nice time yesterday.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was a short ride, about 22 kilometers. We did about 22 kilometers together. And he has never ride the kind of bike I gave to him yesterday. So he loved it. But we had to learn few things together as we ride. So there was an incident yesterday which we eventually were able to connect to the issue of faith. So I saw him operating his gears while close to the traffic, because when you are close to the traffic, you need to reduce your speed so that you can slow down and stop. So he decreased his gear without pedaling. So in my own understanding and application, I think the gear is the faith, is your belief, what you think, what you trust God for. You believe it, you have faith in it. So you believe if you increase your gear to gear 2 or 3 or 4, you are going to move faster, or that will help you to slow down. But without applying your pedal, which is works. So the Bible says faith without works is dead. So you can exactly, you can apply your gear. You have to put in some work, which is where you have put power. You put power down to bring that gear to reality. So when you have faith, when you believe, you need to push in some works to bring that which is in the spiritual to the physical for everybody to see. So that is it. So we are encouraging somebody today that thing you are trusting God for is not just a mere imagination. It's not just what you are just thinking. That can actually come to pass. It can come to fulfillment. If God has shown you this, it will eventually come to pass. All you need to do is to do your part. Put in some works, and everything will work together and come to reality. The Bible says faith is the things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. It's in the spiritual, but it can come to pass. It can become evident if you can put in some work. Don't be lazy. put in some work. Don't just think about it.
Don't be lazy. Yeah, I think I love that. Don't be lazy. This morning we were discussing the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, and around verse 10 or so, it was recorded that you should not be slothful.
Exactly.
That a little more slumber, it's a little more sleep. So shall your poverty comes like a whirlwind.
Right.
Now, what we are trying to say in essence is this: faith without work is dead. Are you trusting God to come to the UK?
Yeah.
You have faith, but you are not preparing for IELTS.
How is the works?
How is the world going to come
That's
through?
the
No.
works,
Yeah, that's it. Faith without work is dead. Now, Mrs. Ayoades Abosede, I will try to ask you another type of question. I know you are multi-talented, you are multifaceted, you are a polyvalent nurse. Yeah, I know that from Nigeria. Now, how have you been able to multitask? Being a mother, a wife, and you're a mother, you're a wife, you are a woman, and you have your own career, you have your own profession. How do you mingle that together in this busy city of London?
Thank you so much for the question. So far, it has been by God's grace, because Scripture says, "By God's grace, I am what I am." And the Scripture says, "I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me." It's a whole lot of work to be able to stay balanced as a wife, as a mother, as a career woman, But one thing I do is that I rely on God's grace and God's strength, and I take each day as it comes. With the kind of work that I do, I work 3 times or at times 4 times a week. I try as much as possible to take care of my family, take care of my husband and my children. I ensure that days that I am off duty, I ensure that I make sure that there is enough food in the house for days that I will be on duty, because I run 12 hours a day, and I go early in the morning by 7 o'clock, come back by 9 o'clock. So on those days that I know that I will not have the time to be preparing food, you make use of my off period to ensure that I have enough food that will last for days that I'll be on duty, and make sure that on those off days I spend time with my family. I spend time with my children. I spend time with my husband, because both of us are nurses. There are times that we will not see ourselves for like 2-3 days. So I make use of the time that I am off, to spend time with the children, spend time with them, be there for them, play together, because those days that I'm on duty, we might not get time for all of that. And trusting God over their lives, praying for them. And when I spend time with my children, I ensure that we do devotions together. We pray together, we sing together, and even for my husband, we try as much as possible to spend time together, because due to the nature of our work, we are busy people. But when we are off duty, we ensure it is a conscious effort. It takes conscious efforts to be able to build a family and live a balanced life as a wife, as a mother, as a career woman. So, but God's grace has been sufficient. I don't know how I do it, but I thank God for grace. So times that I'm off duty, I ensure that I spend time with my family, ensure there's enough food in the house. My own principle is I do bulk cooking. Go to the market, cook food, store them, so that I know that when I'm off duty, at least times when my husband is at home, I'm at work, he won't have to be stressing himself on what to eat. There's enough food for the kids and other things like that. And I trust God for strength, even for my own self, because you need to take care of yourself to be able to take care of your family. So there are times that you need to your own self-care, take care of yourself, have a good sleep. When you're off duty, you need to rest. And another thing that I've started over time now is exercising. that's another thing that I do that gets me motivated, increases my energy and my mood. I exercise, and that's it. I just take each day as it comes and trust God, to help me through the day. And He has been faithful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The summary of what I could get from what you said was that grace, and you use your time judiciously. That's one, and it takes conscious effort. At the same time, as you are caring for others, you do not neglect yourself, and you perform exercises. What you've said, I know it's a blessing to some people for them to balance up their activities. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Okay, I'm going back to Mr. Shegun. We are still going to talk about this cycling of the thing.
Okay.
But before we talk about cycling, during the last silver jubilee, or is it silver jubilee? Platinum jubilee of the Queen of England.
Yeah.
And when they were trying to present the armed forces, they were trying to present themselves. I saw all this, how would I call it, this aircraft.
Yeah.
They came. One was ahead,
Mm-hmm.
two was behind. I was wondering,
it was so
like,
perfect.
how were they doing this thing? The design was nice.
And they were able to make that 70. The way it was
so
mind blowing. Yeah.
Same thing is applicable to cycling.
Yeah.
I discovered that when you are cycling,
Yeah.
one is ahead, others are behind.
Yeah.
Now, and I know that there is something called teamwork in cycling.
Sure.
How can you relate serious teamwork now,
Okay.
genuine, into cycling and faith?
Great. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that question, sir. It's a very beautiful thing to see when you look at the air and you saw the helicopters.
Yeah.
They synchronized together and they were moving. So it's also like that if you compare that to nature. Most birds, and most especially egrets, this white bird is called egret. So egrets, whenever they are moving in the air, they move in team and they form a V shape. The one is in the front, the farthest one is in the front, is the leader, then the other ones will stay behind. So they flap their feathers together, their wings together, so that they move together and they spend less energy. The one spending the most energy is the one in front, the leader.
They spend less energy.
So the ones behind, they spend less energy because they are resting behind. There is a physics behind it. It's called aerodynamics.
Okay.
The physics behind it is called aerodynamics. So the one in front is the one expending the energy, while those ones behind are resting behind the leader, and they move together and they travel thousands of miles together. So what they do is they rotate. The one in the leader will come back to the back, and another person will take over the leadership. And leadership is going to carry on like that. So somebody will walk, then you come back to rest, another person will go forward, come back to rest.
So leadership is a serious business.
It's a serious, because don't look down on leaders, because leaders are expending a lot of energy. They are working really hard. And it's also the same thing for cycling. We call it peloton. In cycling, peloton, P-E-L-O-T-O-N, peloton. In cycling, we have a leader and we have other cyclists behind that leader. So those ones behind, for example, the leader might be expending 350 watts of power while moving forward, while those resting behind might be expending just 200 watts. They are resting behind their leader. So by the time the leader is tired, they will rotate again. That is teamwork. So everybody is working and everybody is resting.
Now, sir, to community of nurses in the UK, how do you think this teamwork can work?
Yeah. So I usually my wife, I use my wife as an example. She's the kind of person, even at home, she's a very energetic woman. You can't even say that she has gone for 11 or 12-hour shift. She comes back home, she still wants to fix something. She doesn't mind even if she sleeps 1 a.m. She wants everything to be in place. And I usually tell her, and she does the same thing at work. I said, don't always put the work on yourself. I'm relating that to nursing now. Don't, whenever you are working together with your care staff, with your HCAs, with other nurses, try to form a team together so that you will not be expending all the energy on the shift and you will get home very tired and useless. Make sure you delegate. If you are the nurse on shift and you are the leader, delegate work to each other. Don't always take the leading action all the time, because if you keep taking the leading action, you will gas out and you won't be able to continue the work. So try to let people help you out. Form teamwork in life to achieve your goals, even your finance. Let people come together to, there's something you can do. You can come together, contribute funds together and help somebody contribute for you. In life, we work together to achieve our goals. Together, everybody achieve more. Together, we achieve more. So we can't neglect that aspect. So teamwork is very important. Thank you very much, sir.
Please, you can answer the call.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Ma, before he comes back, I would like us to continue that issue of teamwork. Since you've been working in the care home, how do you think teamwork has benefited you?
Teamwork. Yeah, like what he said the other time, when we work as a team, we work faster, we get a lot of work done because the activity is dedicated, everybody knows what he or she is doing. It happens most times when we are short of staff. When we are short of staff, we don't have enough HCAs, and we need to get a lot of work done. I work on the floor of 31 residents, and at times we may not get enough.
31?
Yeah,
For
31.
One nurse?
No, 2 nurses.
Okay.
And ideally we should have 5 care staff, but at times we can have maybe 3 care staff or 4, and the care staff will need to feed these residents, wash these residents, change their pads, and we still need to document all these on the system, their breakfast, lunch, and supper, and all of that. So in cases like that where we are short, we sit down together and plan it. Okay, this is the situation we have found ourselves. How do we do it? So okay, we delegate. Okay, so don't worry, I will log in all the meals for all the single residents. You do the doubles. And before you know it, we were able to do our work because everybody knows what he or she is going to do, and we work together as a team. We support one another. Okay, I need help here, I need support here, and before you know it, we have finished our work at the end of the day.
I think that's interesting.
And I would like to add, sir, that also can be connected to marriage, family.
Okay.
Your wife is not meant to do everything. She's not a housemaid. You need to help out with things in the house. She's cooking, you can be washing the plates so that she won't come back to do it later. She's cooking, you see the floor is not looking nice, it's messy. Bring out the vacuum and vacuum the floor. So that is teamwork. And she will come back to rest, not that she will come back to that work.
She will come back to rest.
Not that she will come back to that work. So that is teamwork. When your wife goes to work, for example, sometimes she's rushing out of the house and she left plates and there are dishes to wash. I will clean it up before she comes back. She will come back from work and come and do dishes again. So that is teamwork that we are talking about. She will come back and rest, not come back to start working again. So that's how to do it.
I think this is interesting, and I believe that it's going to bless everyone, and I'm getting blessed already. Now, I would like us to talk about the use of advancing sisters or single brothers. But before we talk about that, I would like us to talk about heels. Still the same thing yesterday. Yesterday when we were coming back, we were about to climb a hill. I've already reduced my gear to already 3. Therefore, my speed is low. I'm not spending much energy. Now, when I was about to now climb the mountain, I was exhausted. By the time that I reduced my gear to 2, I'm spending more energy because I need to apply my pedal more. Whereas if you don't even touch his own gear, it was going. I just stayed behind and was just trying to go slow. And he said something, sir. He said, "Eels distinguishes guys from men." Now, sir, how do you come about that word?
Yeah, that word came about. The scripture said, when your strength or when you are feeble, I will just paraphrase. He said, when you are feeble or when you are weak in a time of adversity, your strength is not enough. He said, your strength is not enough. You know, you see some cyclists, they are very fast on the flats. They are doing 40 kilometers per hour, 42 kilometers per hour. Take them to the hills. They will become a chicken. They can't climb. So, if you want to know a strong person, a strong man must be able to face adversity. Adversity, difficulties, challenges are not made for spirits. They are made for human beings.